17, we won Evolve, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But right after we lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, we haven't had no success since then. Been the same tag team. We've been doing the same things, had the same passion, actually upped my training to be in the best shape of my life, and there's still no success. So now all these questions are popping in my head are like, what I need to get rid of? What I need to add? What do I need to subtract? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to change?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now. Because I'm not old, but I'm also not young either. And these are all the things that are like going through my head right now where I'm so fixated on anything in life that I put so much work into it. If I don't see results, I shift. Because insanity is doing the same thing and expecting results. I'm not insane. I'm crazy. I ain't insane. So I think that's the main thing. I'm just right now just looking at where do I need to be at and where I need to go, and getting rid of the access fact that is hindering me from being the person I know I can be, which is a world heavyweight champion, which is a world champion. I know that. I can say that. Now, there's no doubt, there's no unconfidence in that. I know that I'm a world champion. I'm a world heavyweight champion. I know world heavyweight champion material, and nobody can take that away from me. But that time is when I feel like, and like I said, it could be on the cups of that right now, when my frustration has reached its fulfillment, or I feel like I've closed this chapter, or I feel like there's nothing else to do in this chapter because I've tried every single thing for this to continue to be successful. That'll be time.
Salute Figure 4 TVers. How y'all feeling? Welcome to the channel. Hit that like button. Now today, title is Montez speaks on knowing his worth and his WWE career. We all know that Montez is very athletic, but Montez fall under that African American moniker. And we know that corporate America, they don't feel African American anything sells. If you put an African American as your figurehead in this good old boy sport, you're going to lose ratings. You're going to lose merchandise sales. That's how it been, and that's how it always will be when it comes to professional wrestling, guys. So let's stop. Let's knock it off. Understand. A lot of people going to say Montez is not that good. He's really not that good. We are talking about a scripted sport, guys. Sports entertainment. If the company gets behind the character, the fans will follow. You see, when no matter how good the character makes himself to get the fans on their side, right? You can be as good of a character as you want, and you can get the fans behind you all you want. If the company ignores that, then eventually the fans will not follow you. They won't follow you. Remember? And that's the problem that a lot of the African American and minority stars are facing. Now let's hear Montez speak for himself, guys. He know it and he feel it.
Yes.
How are you feeling after all that?
I feel like I'm the greatest athlete in the professional wrestling circuit. I feel like I'm the greatest entertainer in the professional wrestling circuit. I feel like I'm the greatest of all time. I feel like my confidence is at an all-time high. I feel like I'm the only one consecutively that's been dealing with the bloodline in every variation of the bloodline for the last 4 years. I've been the one doing it. I've been the one that's been trying to fight off this disease. Me, Docs, and occasionally Kevin Owens. But you seen what happened to Kevin Owens recently. He's a little frustrated. And I feel like I'm on the verge of becoming the same way. Like, how many times I got to take down another variant of the bloodline? And it seems like every time we get close to the tag team championships, the bloodline shows up. So yes, I feel fine. My body was a little bruised. It was a little woozy or whatever you want to call it after the ladder match. But just looking back on it, going like, man, not only did I put on a show, I almost won the tag team championships. And not only was the bloodline in the way, but now DIY was in the way. In the last few weeks, we were seen pairing up with them, helping them. Like, hey, let's join forces. I know we want to both be tag team champions, but what's up, man? I know we both want to be tag team champions, but, you seem to be in the way of what we're trying to accomplish. And so now, if you see that in that match, that's exactly what happened. Helped them out for weeks. We finally go for the titles, and then they tend to remember what this is all about. So feel well, but now it just seems like the kindness is starting to get taken for weakness in a lot of ways, man. You know what I'm saying? So Adam, I think there needs to be another shift, you know? Has to be.
That kind of brings me on to my next question. The Street Profits have been on a journey over the last 18 months to 2 years. Where are you at now, and what is that next shift for you guys?
Next shift is figuring out what's wrong, man. Like how many, like in life, you know, like I was speaking to the last John interview. It's been almost 4 years since we had like any type of goal, any type of tag team championship, right? And in the age and the era we live in now, if you don't have something to show your worth, people don't pay attention to you. And the sad part is, it's not like the Street Profits have we haven't shown our worth. We have plenty of times. Evolve, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We're actually the first tag team to win the Triple Crown. No, not the first. We're the fastest tag team to win the Triple Crown ever. So it's like all these historic accolades and feats, but still not in the conversation. And that bothers us. Well, it bothers me specifically. I can't talk for anyone else, but when you do something for a long time and there's no accolade, there's no conversations, there's no, oh yeah, they're great. That, to me, that bothers me. I like being talked about. Not necessarily in a bad way, but I like being talked about. And the fact that we're not being talked about after everything we've done, man, makes you feel like you don't belong. It's like you're worthless. And I know I ain't worthless. But you see all these new faces come in, and it's granted, they're getting opportunities. Great. Let them in. All these new opportunities, new faces coming in. But it seems like we're getting overshadowed. Nobody's talking about us anymore. And maybe it's because of the failures we keep presenting to them. Getting close to the tag team championships, but fail. Get right there again. There's Bloodline. There's DIY. There's another hub. There's, now you're in a 4-man group. That stops. Now you're in a 3-person group. But you get closer to taking championships again, and no, it doesn't happen. So now all these thoughts are going through my head where do the adjustments need to come? Who do I need to add? Who do I need to subtract? Do I need to change my method and approach to all this stuff? All these things are showing up right now. So that's how I feel. I know it's a lot, but it's a long answer, but that's how I feel right now.
And it feels like a therapy session at the minute.
It kind of is.
Someone that has talked about you is your other half, Bianca. She was asked recently about you going on a singles run. And she said, and I kind of feel like everyone feels like this, you are ready for it and everybody wants it. But she said that you kind of feel guilty because of how close you and Dawkins are. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think what she was saying, speaking on is, when I first got signed to NXT or developmental around 2015. And my first match around 2016. And literally right after that, they put me and Docs together. Like the end of 2016, and we debuted in 2017 on NXT TV. So this has been the only thing I have done since I've been with the company, the Street Profits. I haven't done anything else. I haven't done single stuff, I haven't done solo stuff. And I think what she means is kind of similar to Survivor's guilt. Been with this person for so long, we built so much. So for me to take off and just do things on my own, kind of feels like I'm leaving him behind. But I realized recently, that's not my fault. And that's not a knock to him. That's not a knock to anybody. But I know how talented I am. I know how much I brought to the table for the Street Profits. And I know how much I've inputted to the Street Profits to make it what it is today. If I decide to go my way, and it's not with the Street Profits, and whatever happens after that, either does successful or it fails, that's not on me. Because me is on me. And I think that's why she said that, because like I said, we have such a close-knit relationship and been together for so long. She knows how much I not only just care about him, but the Street Profits as a whole. But I've been ready ever since I started watching this. And I'm not gonna say when the opportunity comes, because, you can't really necessarily say when the opportunity comes, because opportunities. You know how this place works. But I will say that when that day happens,
I've been watching the Street Profits from the jump, from NXT days when they was second fiddle to Enzo and Cass. And I predicted it back then that they were doomed. They were destined to fail, bro. And look, I haven't been wrong yet. And it's a shame. Y'all remember when Street Profits first came up to the Monday Night Raw brand? And they just stood in the segment. They just had backstage segments for about 10 weeks. Backstage segments. They ain't have nobody for them to fight. I think Street Profits is falling in that category as they put over tag teams so good and their name is so credible for these new tag teams that that's all they're worth. They're not worth being the tag team champions. They don't want to split Montez up because it's not like they are booking these individual African-American stars any better. So it's just rough and it's tough. I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca and Montez no longer is with the WWE going further, because both of them is talented and both of them right now is trapped in a tag team that they're doing all of the work. And this is no knock to Dawkins, but Montez Ford, he is the leader of that team. He's the talent of that team, like Bianca is the talent of her team. Now, I don't know what they're doing with Jade and Bianca. Hopefully they're expediting their feud, because I'm about tired of seeing Bianca do everything and Jade Cargill just ride her coattail. But guys, let's take this to the comment section and you let me know how you feel about WWE and their booking. Remember, we just did a video about Dolph Ziggler complaining about WWE booking. And if you notice it's a trend and it's a pattern with these stars. Now that we have social media and now that we have these platforms, a lot of people is frustrated. A lot of people is frustrated with booking. And that go back to what I was telling you about how we got a lot more superstars now. Back in the days, we didn't have this many superstars, top tier talent. Out of a group of 20, back in the days, you probably get about 4, 5 good ones. Nowadays, out of that same group of 20, you get 15. So it's just not enough TV time. But it's going to get interesting. Y'all guys, hit that like button and let's take it to the comment section with this one. Tell me what y'all think.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.